a nice night. I was almost gonna film like somewhere here or something, but actually I just listened to the clip and nope. I have to compete with the rain. Anyway, let's go get some teh tarik ice and I will talk to you in a bit. Thank you. Hi! I'm back. It's almost 9 p.m. and it's Friday, 7 October. So important for you to know the date, right? I know. Every time I tell you the date, you're like, Miaw, I don't need to know! Up to me lah, my channel. I do what I want. Anyway, I just came back. Basically today I went out around like 3 p.m. to go to a town hall session thingy at my uni. And after that I was like, wow, weather today damn nice. And then so I decided to just come back, get my laptop, pack my dinner. Wait, I'll show you my dinner. So this is college student things. I don't have plastic bags, so I use the same plastic that we put at our sampah there. I did my essay there and then I just stayed there and it was nice. It was such a nice time. And after that, on the way back here, I felt like teh tarik ais. And I already planned to film this video today because I had this idea for this video very recently. So random, right? You read the title. Wait, I will get into the video soon. I just want to tell you how my day is today lah. Okay, anyway. So then, I know it doesn't match the vibe of the video, but I just wanted this video to be kind of comfy because this topic suddenly just come to me like so recently, like yesterday. And just now I was like, okay, I want to film this today because my roommate went out and she's not going to be here tonight. She's sleeping at someone else's house, and so I got the place to myself Monday and I don't feel like filming a Metal Monday today, so we film a random thoughts video as always on my channels. A sit down chitty chat talk is what I call it. So I literally just made the list of for this video just now, and then on the way back here it was so nice. It was raining, as you saw. It was such a nice vibe, just night and raining. And then I know this doesn't match the vibe of this video, but I got teh tarik ais. I know it's for this comfy video, it doesn't feel comfy, but whatever. But I know I should get like hot tea or hot chocolate or something, but sis, I just felt like teh tarik ais, so I should have some. What you gonna say first? Also, like on the way back here, oh, it was so nice walking outside with my jacket on. It was just so cold. And then after that, on the way up here, there was this girl and she was going down the stairs. And then she saw me and then I was going up the stairs. And then she saw me and she said, I love your hair. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then she was so friendly. She asked me where are the parlors here. And then I thought she means salon. So I told her there's one in the mall that I know of. And then she said, oh no, I mean like parlor for your eyebrows. I'm like, oh, I don't know. And then she asked me, oh, so where did you get your hair done? And then I said, oh, I'm actually from Sarawak, so I got it done in Sarawak. And she was like, oh, it looks, she said it's a beautiful place. I'm like, she was so sweet, you guys. I love humans. This is why I love human beings. Human beings, a lot of them are actually very sweet. Also, like just now when I was on the way to the town hall, I saw this girl and she was wearing this super cool outfit. It was like alternative grungy thing, and then we started talking. And then after that, she recognized me and she said, oh, Miaw, from Sarawak. And I was like, I feel so bad because I didn't remember. Then suddenly I remembered. I talked to her a few months ago, like in the kitchen downstairs. We met and then we started talking and we are both from Sarawak. And I was like, and she was like, I'm Dina. And I was like, yeah, I'm from Sarawak too. I'm sorry. So yeah, anyway, I had conversations with 2 people today about revolving around Sarawak. Okay, I'm gonna get into the video. I'm so sorry. I got my teh tarik ais. Like I said, doesn't match the comfy vibe of this video, but I mean, it can't get more Malaysian than this, am I right? Actually, yes. I don't know how is it in other countries, but here, if you buy a drink, I don't know if other countries do this. Maybe you do. But here, if you buy a drink and it's takeaway, like you bring home, you don't drink there, you get it in this plastic. And then basically you put the straw in, then you drink it like that. I mean, some kedai, maybe they give you a cup lah, but I mean, I think usually they give you like this cup. If it's like this, that kedai memang damn Malaysian one. I'm not good with opening the... Why ikat tengah? Is it ikat tengah? Actually, I don't know. Oh, it's not ikat tengah. Oh no. I'm trying to tie it at the side. Okay, now I've officially found out that I can't work at a mama because I don't know how to tie this. I mean, that's the best I can do lah. Oh no, it's too fat. I can't fit inside here. It can! Yes, honey! Ta-da! So falling in love is definitely not something that I ever thought I would talk about this channel. I mean, like, I don't know, like, it's never really been something that I thought that I would talk about. But I just wanted to talk about it because falling in love, in my opinion, in my short little life so far, is something that a lot of people know about, but you never truly know what it is until you experience it. Like, I also last time I thought that falling in love was like this, but then from my experience, it is so much more different than that, and it's crazy in how it impacts your life. Like, you think that it wouldn't impact your life in that way, girl, honey, let me tell you, you are not ready. Like, if you think you like, if you think you know what's gonna happen with falling in love, trust me, I used to think the same thing. I thought it was just falling in love. It changes you, it changes your life, you learn things and you make mistakes. So today I wanted to tell you 5 things. Why am I pointing here? 5 things that I've learned from falling in love. Why am I just so weird? Like, since when did I talk about this on my channel? But it is something that intrigues me. Falling in love has always been something that intrigues me, especially now that I've like experienced. Wow, I've never really meant to talk about my love life on this channel, but hey, and just keep in mind that these are things that are personal to me. Like, maybe you've had a different experience. Maybe you don't agree with what I say. Maybe it's totally different. Like, your experiences or multiple experiences with love may be different from mine. But I just wanted to make this video because I don't know, maybe in the future I'll learn even more things, you know, and I want to look back and see what I learned now. And so these are 5 things that I've learned so far from falling in love, and I hope you enjoy, even if it's a random video. It's just you and me talking, I guess. So get cuddled up, wow, that actually fits with it. Get cuddled up. I mean, okay, get cozy is what I mean. Get cozy. This is gonna be probably one of the sweetest videos on my channel. Maybe one of the, or maybe it will be one of the darkest videos on my channel. I mean, I don't know. Like, you don't know yet what I'm gonna talk about. What I could be talking about with my experience falling in love might be absolutely different from what you think. Might not be that sweet, but yeah, get yourself a drink. Teh tarik tai. Oh, teh tarik tai. Teh tarik tai. Oh, by the way, for non-international, non-Malaysian viewers, this is teh tarik ice. It means ice pool tea. It's basically pool tea, but they put ice. I love it. So yeah, get whatever you want. Your hot chocolate, your tea. Don't want to drink also can, like, you're like, Miaw, I'm not thirsty. Don't force me to. Fine lah. God bless my country. We have such good food and drinks. So I'm just gonna get into it. The first point might sound so weird and so wrong, but hear me out. The first thing that I learned falling in love is you might disappoint your past single self. You're like, Miaw, what do you mean? Like, what? What I mean is, when I was single, I had this idea about falling in love. Like, obviously I knew what it was, you know. A lot of people fall in love with this world. My parents fell in love, you know, like family members, you know, people get married. Obviously we all know that people fall in love, and we also might fall in love one day, and maybe some of us would want to fall in love. And then for some other people, like me, I don't want. Last time I was like, I never fall in love, so never mind. But I always knew about falling in love. But I thought that, okay, one day if I fall in love, I will still be the same person. I will, and you know, like, you hear all these stories about people, right? About couples, you know, you hear about partners being too clingy, or, you know, partners being too controlling, or partners getting jealous, you know, and things like that we think are bad based on what people say, or based on our perception of it, or based on the media. You know, being jealous is bad, being clingy is bad, you know, whatever it is. And so I heard about those things, and I thought, okay, one day if I fall in love, I'm never gonna be like that. You know, I'm never gonna care who they hang out with. I'm never gonna be jealous. I'm never gonna be clingy. I'm never gonna need attention and things like that. I'm just gonna be the same as I am when I was single. And boy, single Miaw knew nothing. Single Miaw had no idea that, yeah, when you fall in love, you want attention from that person. You do feel clingy sometimes, and maybe that person also is clingy to you. And you know, there are just something. Wow, I'm really opening up in this. Yeah, I'm really opening up in this video. This is another barrier, you know. But yeah, so I have to admit there are things that I've done after I fall in love, and when I think about it, I'm like, whoa, I thought this would never happen, you know. And I feel so disappointed in myself. Like, my single self is so disappointed in myself. But you know, come to think of it, like, of course you wouldn't know these things would happen, because you never knew what it was like to fall in love. So yeah, that's just the first bit that I learned, is like, you never know what's gonna change. You never know what to expect when you're falling in love for the first time. Thank you, Jesus. So don't think you're gonna be the same, because trust me, you're gonna disappoint yourself. Like, come on, you're gonna get a bit jealous sometimes. Oh, that's not bad. It's really not bad. I mean, as long as it doesn't get excessive or anything. But I've learned that the way I am, sometimes, when I'm like that, or whenever I do things that my single self will be disappointed in, they're like, yeah, I thought you would never be like that, But I have to say, like, you're not gonna be the same. Falling in love changes you. Again, this is just from my experience. Falling in love changes you in so many ways, and not just in the way you are with that person, but also there's a lot of lessons that you learn that you apply to other areas in your life, and it's absolutely insane how different you are. And back then, before you fell in love, you did not know what it was like to fall in love, so obviously you wouldn't expect these changes. But yeah, just saying, you will not exactly be the same, and that's what falling in love does to you. It works with magic. I mean, someone's gonna have a problem with me saying magic, and then you're a Christian channel. So be prepared for that. If you haven't fallen in love, just know that things might not be as you're not gonna be the same. You just put it that way. You're not gonna be the same. That's not a bad thing. Point number 2. By the way, are you drinking or not? Yeah, I didn't eat. Point number 2 is you will not find your perfect person. And I know some people might disagree with that, but just from my experience, again, I sound like a broken record. I should put the disclaimer at the front of this video. This video is based on my experience. But anyway, so I'm sure, like, when we were younger, or before, before we ever fell in love, we had kind of an idea of what we wanted in a person, especially if you were looking to fall in love. For me, I was never actually looking to fall in love. It was kind of something that I was like, oh, if it happens, it happens. I was never really someone who looked for it. But I also had, that kind of idea, like, okay, if it happens, who do I want him to be? And I think it's quite normal for a lot of people to have standards, or sometimes even have a list, But I'm just gonna say that you won't exactly find what you're looking for. Maybe at the beginning of the relationship, you're like, oh, this person is perfect, and you feel like this person is basically you, and you're the same, and you're like meant for each other and all of that. But then throughout the relationship, you get to know each other more. You expose more. I mean, like, you let down more walls. You get to know the person more. You fall more in love, and then you realize that they're not exactly the same with what you pictured. And I think that goes for anything. Sometimes we even think that we're gonna find friends who are exactly what we want, but that's just unrealistic. And honestly, that's boring, I think, if you find someone who's exactly what you want to the T, because obviously there's gonna be similarities and all of that. But at least for me, somewhere along the way, I did realize, like, this isn't exactly who I wanted, not exactly, but I don't know how to explain it. Like, you feel that, or at least I feel that, but you still, like, you realize, and you still persevere through all of those differences in that person, that they are different from what you want, because of love. And that's the power of love, like, you accept them and you make compromises. You have to compromise in a relationship. It's a two-way thing. My admets teacher used to say it's a two-way traffic. I have no idea why I said admets. I don't even know what was she talking about. I don't remember. You cannot be selfish and be in a relationship, because when you're in a relationship, you will find that you love that person so deeply. You want to put them first. You're scared to lose them, and it's not bad to meet that. Actually, why are we going into a different topic? But yeah, it's not bad to meet that person or feel like you depend on that person. I feel like sometimes, this is a different topic, okay? But sometimes I hear people say, and I think I've heard my friends say this also last time, things like, I don't need no man, or like you need to be whole first before you go into a relationship. You don't need to need someone or depend on someone. To some extent, I actually do agree. Please don't go into a relationship just because you feel like you need someone to fill the void in your heart, or you are insecure about yourself and you need someone else to make you feel confident. or you know, you get what I mean. Like, don't please, like I don't know what I've never experienced that, but I don't think it's a good idea to go into a relationship when you're not comfortable with yourself first. And I mean, if you don't put God first, and you know, things like that. But also, it is not wrong to be in a relationship and also feel like you depend on that person. You know, it is okay to be in a relationship and realize that you actually do need that person. Because I feel like sometimes people tell us stuff like, oh, you need to be an independent. I feel like this goes for women mostly. Like, you need to be an independent woman. You don't need no man and stuff like that. I used to hear friends say that last time. Girl, it is normal to need a man. I mean, once you're, obviously, don't feel like you need someone just to need someone. I mean, like, it is nothing wrong, honestly, to want love. It is nothing wrong to want a relationship as long as it's, you know, you get what I mean. And then, especially once you're in a relationship, there's nothing wrong with depending on that person. There's nothing wrong with needing that person. I mean, like, at the end of the day, you want to get married. Husbands and wives, they need each other. They depend on each other. You know, that's what it is. That's a relationship. You don't be independent. I mean, yeah, of course, in some ways you're independent. That's good. I mean, it's not like you depend fully on that person. But I don't know how, honestly, it can work without feeling some kind of dependency on the other person. Also, like, going back to what I said earlier, please don't say, I don't need no man, when you're trying to get attention from guys. I mean, this is just from my experience with past people. It is annoying. If you want a man, just say you want a man. There's no shame in that. It's okay to want a relationship. Please don't do that. Oh, it's so annoying when people do this. Like, you know, when girls, I mean, sorry, not to like drag those people down, but like, it's so annoying when girls say like, I don't need no man, I'm an independent queen. I feel like if you're truly independent and confident in yourself, you wouldn't have to shout it out to the world. And also, like, in my experience, those people also tend to be the ones who chase attention from guys and validation from guys, but also act like just because they want attention from guys, but they're not in a relationship, that they're not depending on guys. They're like, oh, I don't need no man. But girl, you're still seeking attention. I'm just saying, it's okay to want a relationship. There's no shame in that. The next point is kind of random of how I wrote it. I just didn't know how to write it down. You will realize ugly things about yourself. I did not know how else to write that down, but I realized things about myself that I didn't really notice before. Because when you're in love with someone, the bond between you two is very deep. Like, to be honest, last time, before I fell in love, I thought that falling in love was just like a friendship. Like, but yeah, like, you are friends with them, but you're just like very best friends, you know. But actually, like, falling in love is not friendship. It is not best friendship. It is not best friendship. It's not best friendship. It is something that goes so deep. And I mean, so deep. Like, don't think like just because you get along well as friends that you will get along well as a couple. Because actually, like, once you go from friends or best friends to couple, it changes. Like, it starts to change because you want and you expect things, different things from each other than from in a friendship. That's why it needs more commitment, because it needs a lot of commitment, more than a friendship, more than a best friendship. Because this is something that you took a risk for, you know, you put your heart in someone else's hands. Anyway, what was the point? You know, you make time for each other, and you make space in your life, you make room in your heart for changes and for that person. You kind of realize that there's some things about yourself that you need to change. You know, maybe you're a bit too selfish, maybe you don't make enough time for them, maybe even little things like when they're talking, you cut them off. You know, like, you start to notice some ugly things or like flaws about yourself that you wouldn't actually really notice in another type of relationship. And you notice like the good things in that person, and you realize that you want to be better for them because you love them so much and you want to be better. And that's a good thing, you know. But yeah, I don't really know how else to elaborate this point, so I guess that's it. This next point is full of tea. So let's drink some tea. I have never really heard anyone talk about this before. You might wonder if you will regret this. Again, from my experience, you might, like, when you're in the relationship, maybe not at the beginning when you're in the honeymoon, okay, wait, I don't know what was that. Maybe not when you're in the honeymoon phase at the beginning. But as you progress, and as you break down more walls, and as you find out more things about each other, and you get to know each other even deeper than before, and you go past the the initial stage, and you go into like the serious part of the relationship where everything goes down basically. I found that there have been times where I not regret falling in love, but I wonder if I'll regret it one day, or I wonder like, what if this is a mistake, and what if I just would have been better off staying single? And I know that such is like, it sounds so bad, but it's true. And I think it's a natural thing, I think, because I mean, giving your heart to someone, that is scary. That's the scariest thing. I think it's the scariest thing in the world. Like, I think it's even scarier than skydiving. I've never been skydiving, but I'm just assuming lah, because that is the single scariest thing. It scares me. It scared me. Girl, falling in love is no joke, because you never know what could happen. You could give your heart to someone and let it be like a beautiful relationship, or you could give your heart to someone and they give it back to you like this. And so I think it's normal if throughout the relationship sometimes because we're all scared of getting our heart broken. I'm very scared of it, and sometimes you wonder like, what if this is not meant to be? I found myself wondering that, like, what if this isn't meant to be, and then at the end this is all just a waste of time and things like that, like, I think we all are scared because this is an investment of your heart, of your mind, of your time, and sometimes I have wondered like, what if I was better off staying single? What if one day I regret getting into a relationship? What if one day I get my heart broken and I absolutely regret it? And that's the risk that comes with falling in love. That's just what comes with it, and I think that's what makes it scary but also beautiful. It's such a complicated emotion. It's more than an emotion. It is commitment. It is responsibility. You feel responsible in looking after that person's heart, and you also hope that they feel the same way. This is not a kind of love that is like default, like love from your mom, love from your sibling, something like that. Like, I think the reason why this feels so much more at risk, and you feel like you have to put more heart and time and commitment into it compared to like commitment to your love with your mom, is because this is something that wasn't there since the day we were born. And the love from our mom is like unconditional, right? It's never gonna go away. But falling in love with someone new, that takes work, and we're scared to lose them, because it's not as simple as just mom's love, where you hurt your mom, she still loves you kind of thing. But this is like, we fall in love with someone and we want to protect this because it is so precious. Anyway, what was I talking about? I forgot the point. Oh yeah, anyway, yes, you might regret, hopefully you would regret it, but sometimes you might wonder if it is worth it. That is the risk that comes with falling in love, and hopefully it's worth it. But I believe that it is. Even if things don't work out. But I think the lessons that you learn from it is very valuable. And ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the last point. Did I show you what it looks like? Ta-da! Look at my bed. The last point might seem kind of random. I didn't know how to word it. And it might seem quite obvious. You will learn how to trust. Girl, falling in love, like this stage of falling in love is the craziest thing I've ever done in my life. It's like, I can't even explain how crazy it is to fall in. Like, if you really think about it, like the way we take the risk with someone we like and give our heart to them to look after, knowing that they might break it if we give it to the wrong person. It's like that amount of trust is something that I cannot explain. It's not easy. I feel like we, especially like since we were young, we hear about love songs, breakup songs, we watch movies, romance movies, stuff like that, or like drama TV 3, same, or like, and we think that it's just very simple, and falling in love is just this thing that happens, that you get married and you have kids. Says no, it goes so much deeper than that, and that's what I've come to learn. And that's why it's crazy, the amount of trust. That's actually beautiful, like the way we're designed to fall in love with someone else and to trust them. And sadly enough, a lot of people get their trust broken, their heart broken, they get cheated on. See, those things that I hear about and used to hear about were already enough to scare me, to know that love is such a scary thing. So many people get cheated on, so many people get But even when they're married, they get cheated on. There are so many kids that their dads left the family, left the wife. It is actually amazing how much trust goes into it. It's amazing, and it is terrifying, and it is tragic when that trust gets broken, which is why I always knew that falling in love was gonna be a very serious thing. I mean, like, I didn't know to how extend the seriousness, but wow, English. But I always knew that it was something like that. I don't just want to go and fall in love. It's something that I want to give a lot of thought to and make sure about the person. It's not something as simple as puppy love or anything. So falling in love has definitely taught me how to trust, and trusting that person, trusting myself, trusting God. That's a hard one, because I don't know what He holds for my future. I don't know if we're meant to be together. That scares me. So I have to trust God with His will. That is not easy. I never knew that I could feel this amount of fear of losing someone. You get scared to lose someone. That's the beauty of love. Like, you don't want to hurt them. You want to try, but actually, inevitably, you're gonna hurt them in some way. They're gonna be fights. They're gonna be disagreements. But for the most part, you want to try your best to protect their heart. And I've never thought that I could feel. Oh, this is so sweet. But I never thought I could feel this way. Yeah, I can't believe I'm talking about this. But yeah, I never thought. I can't believe I'm talking about this. Like when I was younger, I never thought that one day I would be so selfless sometimes. Like I never knew I could care about someone this much. I never knew I could envision a future with someone and want to spend the rest of my life. Wow, yes, with someone. You're like, Miaw, that's fast. Hold on, I still gotta graduate first, honey. But yeah, I just never knew how much you could trust someone, because trusting someone with your heart is no joke. It is no joke. They could take it or they could break it, like the song. You can take it, just don't break it, or my world will fall apart. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna stop now. But yeah, love takes a lot of trust. Not just trusting that person and trusting God, actually trusting yourself. Because I wasn't gonna talk about this. I thought I would talk about this in like a future, maybe part 2 video of this. But I'm just gonna say that when you're in love with someone, you might also get attracted to other people or have feelings for other people. That is something I did not expect at all. Like I thought once you are, I was gonna burp. But I always thought that once you are in a relationship, you just, by default, you just can't love anyone else. But I have had, wow, this is really exposing another barrier. I've had instances where when I was in love, I sometimes would feel attraction towards another guy and I would panic. I thought, why is this happening? And I googled it. It's actually normal. It's actually super normal to also get a crush on someone when you're with someone. It sounds so scary, I know. But there's ways you can cope with it, okay? Just try, I don't know, distance yourself. Don't think about them. Because I think the reason why our crushes grow is because we daydream about them and stuff like that. So I had to try and avoid that. And eventually you get over it. So yes, you might get attracted to someone else while you're in a relationship. But just know, I've been through it. It is actually totally normal. Google says so. But it's how you deal with it lah. Like you could tell your partner about it, and just be honest about it, and communicate, and don't feel any shame in it, because it's totally normal. And just how do you deal with it is the question. Do you choose to daydream about that person? Do you choose to talk to that person, to cheat? That's on you. But just know that yeah, you gotta trust yourself also, to not break your partner's heart. Anyway, this is for this video. I don't even know where did this come from. Am I gonna upload this? This is the most you're like, wow, Miaw. I mean, I'm approaching 20, right? And there's been a lot of life experiences so far, and falling in love has definitely been one of the most amazing ones. And yeah, scary, terrifying, hello, but amazing, and I wouldn't ever give it up. It's been such a chance for me to learn how to love, how to be selfless, how to put someone else first, how to compromise, and how to not be selfish. Because like I said, it's different from the default love that we have with our family. You can fight with our family, you want to be selfish, but when it comes to feeling responsible for someone's heart, that is different. You feel the responsibility, you feel it, and that's why you don't want to hurt them, that's why you don't want to lose them. So yeah, I'm gonna end this video soon, but let me know your thoughts down below. Have you ever been in love? And if you have, what have you learned? Or tell me your stories if you don't mind. I know some people have some painful stories about love. And I'm very sorry if your heart has been broken. Love is a very complex thing, right? And the fact that you can love someone to the point where you want to spend your whole life with them, that is beautiful to me. And that's why marriage is something that I really hope we all take seriously. I feel like in this day and age, marriage is just something that maybe in your culture you're expected to do. You're supposed to get married, have kids by this age, and then if you don't have them by that age, your parents are like, why are you not married yet? Or maybe marriage is something that people look down on. I feel like this is something I mostly see in the Western media, at least. And maybe like people don't really value marriage anymore, or maybe people have like open relationships. By the way, I'm not saying those are wrong. I actually don't know what goes on with open relationships. It's just that for me, I can't comprehend it. I can't comprehend loving someone and being committed to someone, but also like being open to other people. That's just not for me. And for the biblical perspective, God's perspective on it is fall in love, husband and wife unite, and the husband leaves his family to be with his wife. So marriage is something, like it's not boyfriend and girlfriend get together and start a family. The Bible says marriage, it's a union, and then from that union, that spiritual union, I guess, because the Bible says that the husband and wife become one. That is actually amazing. In the eyes of God, you become one once you leave your families and you get married to each other. And then from that union, spiritual union, you have a physical union, right? Because now you can have kids, and that's also why I don't like how in this world, having kids and having sex is something that is not, like people don't care anymore. It's just to enjoy, and it's just free. You can have it with anyone. But as Christians, we know that, in the Bible, these things are very precious and very important in the eyes of God. And I understand why. Like the world will not understand why we Christians want to save sex for marriage, But as Christians, we know that, if you really think about it, wouldn't you want to save that special thing for the person who God planned and designed for you to be, and for you to be united in the eyes of God first? And I think that's amazing that after we're united spiritually in the eyes of God, God gives us that gift. God gives us that gift to then unite physically and create something. From our bodies. That's amazing. Anyway, we just got into a different topic. And also I noticed that maybe sometimes Christians might feel like sex is a bad thing, or maybe some of us have been raised by that in our churches to think that any kind of, lust or sexual desires is inherently bad. But no. It's a gift to a husband and wife. It's meant for a husband and wife to have, to enjoy. It's not bad. And it's not bad I don't think it's really bad to have a sexual desire, because we are humans and we're men, we just I don't know, I'm not a biologist, okay, don't quote me on this, but it's realistic, right? We all want to procreate, and we have sexual desires inside us. Maybe they haven't came out yet, but I'm sure we all do, right? Somehow, somewhere, if it gets activated. That's why it's normal for us to want that. So it's not bad. I think I would never tell any Christian that it's bad to have sexual desires. That's just normal. I think that's just part of being human and being God's creation, and being fruitful and multiply. But we know that we're supposed to control that through prayer, self-control, and control that until the day that we get together with the person who God meant for us to be. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that was a really random change of topic. I feel like we covered so many different topics in this video. And we look at my hair, I still don't understand why the front is so much more faded than the back. Look at the back. It's still so purple, look. Right? But like the front, is already faded. So yeah, I'm gonna go now. Hope you enjoyed this video. Never really was something I wanted to talk about. I get personal on this channel. Yeah. God bless your day, your week, your month, your year, your life. God bless you and your family. So don't forget the Lord Jesus Christ loves you very much. One last thing. Meow. By the way, I almost wasn't going to upload this, but then while I was editing, I was like, you know what? YOLO, let's just put it out there. I don't even know who's gonna watch this video, and I'm sorry that I take forever to make a point. See, even this outro is super long. But yeah. Bye bye!